Raven ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his...
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. Slowly but surely. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we weren't able to save...
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, how he fought to the bitter end to save her. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own, and he died not as someone's tool.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. Bearers and the Cursebreakers will show them I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done.
Thank you, Doris. Mid. Tell me, this is all?
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a undercog wheel. Just a tiny one. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling out.
Wait, the children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny Now that I think about it, They didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the...
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly.
She's...
And is it...
We...
Since your lesson, we've been
Look! I found it! Is that a...
That's all.
Thank...
You're going to use it for?
Only the most important. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place... Well, you just wait and see. That should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flight, and it won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that, and I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in.
I'm sure you do.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Vivian, I found it.
Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely. I fear the executors had seen.
I met with one of these, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief, and that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does, but it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed, provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is as the sad history of the bearers prove.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, and that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not...
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat... perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer... But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but... So if you'll permit me, remember, Clive, when I give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth, make them believe in you.
I'll try, Vivian.
You should have seen him. The thing didn't stand a chance.
Welcome back, Sid.
Well,
Yeah. Truth.
No. But he...
In the fact, all
Wait, and this...
with the best of the
I'll...
daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else. And if that could just... Forgive me, Sid.
But that... Remember... Uncle,
Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. That's what...
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political... He asked if I might have a solution. And I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate.
One of your
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw? Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in there. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortage.
Oh, don't you worry. The 7 high houses will be... They have all agreed to make the most... Oh, of course, it did take a little... But luckily I had some...
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward, Rockford, from a horde of blood...
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle-axe was so she had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to...
I'm happy to...
Now, I must be getting back. Join us there at your earliest convenience.
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with a...
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a bandicoot. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentle, perhaps I might suggest an alternative. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow field. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of... Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But if we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then the fate of the world lies in my nephew's, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that...
Uncle Byron.
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the... For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford! Well, my boy.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And I want you to keep this signed accord.
I will.
What do you think that thing is? And how the hell is Sid gonna deal with that?
You all right?
Something troubling you?
No, it's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon, and...
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now, and I don't know if I'll be...
Is there anything I can do to... All right, then.
A good luck charm. But not just...
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather. There's naught lucky in all the pliers, but nothing.
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need?
That or the bird whose oar sits attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern...
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I've...
You're a good friend, Clive.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him. Lawsman Hippocrates.
Ah, yes.
You spoke of making amends with Dion.
Then I should begin by telling you that this was some years ago, of course. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly in to supervise the young prince, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons. I had not expected to meet with him again.
Have you spoken with him?
No, His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminate, not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in...
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavy, and I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone. It is one of my greatest regrets that when what he truly needed, the blame for Dion's transgressions, lies...
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted innocent fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found, where even the most outlandish opinion...
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is well. Those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, that there is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I...
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive.
To what do I owe the honor? So, will it be? Anything else?
Say what you will. Lady Karen has seen her.
Do you think Sid will tell us about his adventures in Ash?
I doubt it. I heard he's leaving again. Well, then maybe when he gets back.
I hear that you trapped. Did you by any chance recover them?
I did.
If I'm a bear. The director was a brutal man.
The registry was all I found beneath it. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children.
I pray that at least some of them, all their names are here. My friends. I can still remember their faces. Children who were taken from their bunks. No explanation.
They'd be happy to know that you survived.
But why did I make it out alive? When so...
It's not your fault. See that their names live on.
I'm going to write a book. All of the...
Joshua, I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine,
I suppose it's not hard to imagine.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still wanting to let her know that we still need her. Now more than ever. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me?
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
Run like the wind.
any more of those special elixirs?
I hear the Dukes agreed to let us keep our land.
Vale's got Seems the Duke's had a change of heart.
I haven't seen any of those beastly blue eyes. Do be careful.
I will.
Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
There's nowhere been spared.
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of an...
Someone in the backyard? Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me.
Oh.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he was attacked near some gutted hovel. Not most took him for a
We'll see.
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver...
Ideally, but if it's fancies you're after,
Was a silver chocobo?
Oh, yes.
It wouldn't be the first time.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars couldn't hurt me. Son of Rosaria, after all.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the vicery.
I'm looking for a silver...
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to... No one has seen a Word is, they were all hunted.
A silver chocobo sighted in the hills. Let's go. Time to fight. Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change. More tracks. And these... The chocobo was here. I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back together before they change their minds. Come on. Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Straight home now. Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose. Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
It was no trouble at all.
Clive, you Crystal's crack. Where in the hell?
It's a long...
Right there on the road to Eastpool.
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor...
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long. They'll find a new home. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with.
But it weren't your raven. I slew one of my own.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest...
Now, will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself.
Oarsman.
You did?
I think I... You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not?
Oh.
It's no trouble. Your Highness.
No.
Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpock, no. I dare not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives, all because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt, but were I to meet with him again and see in his eyes what I have become,
then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
I must, at the very least, offer him my... Very well, then.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never, not to mention the wyvern tails. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not...
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to it.
What's this?
A stolus quill, or more precisely, my. It is said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to... So consider this my wish for you, that one day you may put down your sword.
Well, when that day comes, thank you, Harpocrates.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
How are you feeling?
Well. Is something
wrong? No, nothing.
Go on. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean, a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family. Oh, I hope you...
I thank you, my lords.
If there's anything you need.
I will.
Fancy a swift off.
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
You may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway, after I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course they will. It's just a big crystal.
Trouble with your gear, or Sancfordian, dear? Should last you a good while. And?
Say what you will, Lady Karen's...
That should tide us over until the new moon.
Oh. What brings you?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry this... I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right.
Did you learn where we might find our...
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
The fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, I recalled that she kept the record of our travels, so I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oil of...
Whose shores border the meadows.
Without sun, these leaves should have withered long ago.
But we've found a way.
The garrison's... They take another 100 of me pitch box.
And now might I help the garrison?
Looks like you've got first. I haven't seen any of those beastly blue eyes. Do be careful.
I will.
Yeah!
The meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there. Do you see them?
Flowers and our friends. What do you see, boy? Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
Nice try.
It's over.
That was harder than I expected. But found her. It was was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them. Come on. Let's go.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Jill.
There is? And...
It's, not here. How would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me.
You don't need to say anything. We've been worried about you. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirit. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into.
before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I want. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best.
I didn't know.
And I knew then, no matter what happened, I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp.
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come, again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
And that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure.
We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
Make sure you do this time. Oh, and while you're at it... Clive, if you see me dad up there, tell him we were right to leave his legacy with you.
Tell him he'll be in the front row. There's no way he'd miss this. Well, behave yourself, Mitt.
We'll see.
So, you're in charge now, Gav.
And what does Taya have to say about that? Come back before she finds out, eh?
Thank you, Yote. I'm sorry.
Your Grace, I shall pray for your safe return.
That's kind of you. But you should pray he took his medicine. I didn't spend all night grinding herbs for his lordship to leave them on his nightstand. Again.
You needn't fear, Lady Tyre. And thank you.
See that your brother comes back in one piece. Or, at most, two. Any more and you can heal him yourself.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been said. But that's never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing. And don't worry about us.
We'll do our best, Uncle.
That we will. If that is all?
Not quite. Jill.
It's time, isn't it?
It is. Take care of him. And you. You take care of her too, boy.
Don't forget, Clive. We all choose our own path. Believe in yours. I do.
I'll be back. I promise. I love you, Jill.
I know. I love you too.
Now, we have a god to kill.
Here they come! Hold on, Joshua!
Already am!
So, this is Origin.
A far cry from heaven.
Where it all began. Where it all begins. Our ark. Your architect.
There you are.
It was here that we slumbered. Here that we waited for centuries, clinging to our decrepit shell, for fear that we might have need of it once again. But you have come at last. And now we shall be truly complete.
Well, there's 3 of us and 1 of him. Let's make it count.
Dominance. We will show you what it means to suffer. surrendered, this unpleasantness could have been avoided.
Clive! Clive! No. Thank the Founder. Did I mention you look terrible?
That makes two of us.
Oh, I'll be all right.
And Dion. Take my hand.
No, I told you, I'll be...
Come on.
Thank you.
Press on.
Always.